beginning when we first met?
I remember talking to everybody individually and saying, what would you think about the idea of teaming together and doing a study? But at that point, we had no idea. Susie came and said, maybe we should do the Living in the Bible, and Sandy pulls this book out of her bag.
Oh, you mean
Living in
like
the Bible? And it was like all of us were thinking it at the same
Right.
time.
You could just tell at that moment that that was what we were supposed to do.
It's been really cool to see what God has been doing in our hearts through these weeks as we've met together. There's been a connection on another level that has been really, really exciting.
I think we have plumbed to some depths that women don't often go to. You know,
That
we
first
all-
meeting in Melissa's office, when we started talking about it, and there was this palatable excitement
Yeah.
that we were all on the same page, and we've had this situation here at this table. Whereas we're talking about what we want the women to get, then what's happening is we're being exposed.
As we've been studying our own women, and I kind of share what I'm learning from that lady, and then one of us is going through the same thing. And it's just kind of neat how the Lord has taught us and mentored us, and as we've kind of just done prep work.
Yeah.
I do think that the good, bad, and the ugly is a great name for this study because it really does encapsulate every aspect of life, in the good times and in the bad times. And you know what? Some of this stuff is just downright ugly.
Yeah.
But God is so in the business of redeeming.
He's taking us to the Bible to see these women and have their lives be woven into our lives. And there's been this emotional connection there.
I knew we were all going to study together, but I had no idea what God was going to weave through the whole experience.
I think her feelings, her fears, her emotions are what I felt a million times. And to see Jesus reach through that and touch her and let her know that she mattered. Even when it didn't seem that anybody else cared about her, he cared. At any point in any of our lives, Jesus wants to speak into it. To see your path, that doesn't matter anymore. Go and live a new life.
For years, the woman at the well, the Samaritan woman, has really touched me. And I think it's because in my own life, I felt invisible for so many years. And here's this woman who wanted to be invisible. And when Jesus comes on the scene, he tells her the truth. But the truth is what makes her feel relief, because somebody finally knows who she is, but isn't saying, now I'm going to reject you, but saying, I'm going to offer you truth like you've never seen before, and you're never going to be thirsty again. It's my testimony of being an invisible young woman, and then Jesus coming into my life and turning me upside down.
There's nothing left to hide.
I thought, how can we make these women just jump out of the page?
That really
Yeah.
helps. You know, you're right, to have a hook in your brain to remember, okay, I'll remember this because I saw it.
We can read something in the scriptures and kind of walk away, but if we have an image that we can relate to, that brings it into modern day, then it'll stick. Anybody got any apprehension or fear?
Anybody not?
Yeah, I mean, I consider you three really good teachers.
I consider you three really good teachers.
Hey, I consider you three really good teachers. Hey, you know.
Yeah, seriously.
Isn't it funny how right here in this room, there's this comparison thing that how crazy, and we're asking the women that we're going to teach, don't compare yourself to anybody, just be who God meant you to be. We mean that, but we need to also live what we preach.
We have to experience it ourselves in order to be more real and transparent with the truth. I mean, it doesn't mean anything if you haven't lived it or had that own experience in your life.
Well, girls, do you think we're ready to get this show on the road?
I'm ready.
All right, well, come on, everybody in.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Do it scared! Woo!